The ISS program is a big achievement in terms of the path to future exploration. I mean, just building and running and maintaining logistically, learning how to operate it day to day and for the long term, for years to come, all of that's going to support future exploration no matter where we go. Of course, an example that's been in the news here recently, especially in the last couple of weeks, is the beam module, the inflatable module, which we've got inflated now, and we're going to outfit it, instrument it. It's a new technology which will, of course, allow greater volumes to be launched with fewer launches. And of course, it's going to take a lot of volume to send a crew away from Earth, no matter where the destination is.
All right, so let's take some questions from the thread. And by the way, it's awesome to see the microphone just flying around over there. That is not something that I'm used to, even in our virtual reality lab, where we can make stuff like that. We just haven't yet. So let's go to the thread. So we got a question from Hakeem, which is obviously astronauts train extensively for this kind of a mission. But is there anything in particular that you weren't expecting or that surprised you? Like the microphone.
Yeah, that's a good question. And for myself, as a rookie astronaut on my first flight, there were so many new experiences. The training is phenomenal, and we have a wonderful training team all around the world in all of our international partner sites. But it's the real experience of launching in a Soyuz rocket and seeing that first orbit of planet Earth, going through sunset, seeing a moonrise, seeing a sunrise. It's just, you can't put into words how beautiful the planet is from up here, and also having the privilege of seeing it change over the nearly 6 months that we've been up here now already, and seeing the northern hemisphere going from winter to summer, seeing thunderstorms at nighttime, the aurora. I mean, it's just absolutely incredible. So I think it's all of those kind of elements that the training really just can't prepare you for.
I have to say, I think it's amazing how precise everything that you guys do has to be. So just getting ready for this live today, which, by the way, is the first live that we've ever done to outer space, so that is awesome. Normally at Facebook, sometimes we run a few minutes early or a few minutes late, and I know our team asked ground control, mission control, if it was cool if we started a little late, and they responded, like, yeah, sometimes we start as much as 10 seconds late in our events. And I just thought that was the funniest thing. But it's amazing how precise you guys need to be in everything that you do to make things run safely. So, all right. So let's. So what's the next question that we should go to? We on the thread, Martha has written in. My second grade students in Florida, she's a teacher, want to know how do you talk to each other if you're all from different countries and speak different languages?
We know we do speak different languages up here. Tim speaks British. We speak American. No, but seriously, we have 3 Russian cosmonauts on board, and we've had a whole host of different international astronauts up here. Japanese, Canadians, Germans, all kinds of European astronauts. And as a consequence, we have to be able to communicate. But typically, when we do our training, if it's a German or Japanese or Canadian or American training, we speak English. When we go to Russia, we speak in Russian. And so we all speak Russian to varying degrees of skill level. Our Russian cosmonaut friends speak English very well. And so when we get together, typically on board, we'll speak either Russian or English or maybe a Ruslish, a combination of both. But it's very important for us to communicate. And in fact, that's probably the biggest aspect of our job up here, is to make sure that everybody is on board and synchronized. Just like you said, it's important to be on time and to have things done well, but that's all done through effective communication, and that's really done by us knowing each other's languages, at least Russian and English, well enough that we can train in both those different environments.
Very impressive. So in addition to being top scientists and in great shape and very precise operationally, you also need to be linguists. So let's go to another question on the thread, which is a little more fun, is do food and drinks taste differently in space?
Most astronauts that have been up here over the years will say that their tastes change a little bit. I think it has to do mostly with we kind of get a fullness in the head due to the environment. We have a fluid shift of our body because the gravity's not pulling down. So that sometimes results in a stuffiness or whatnot. So maybe our tastes are attenuated a little bit. So most of us like to have spicier food up here. The food can taste a little bland, so we'll spice it up a little bit on our own. So I would say food does taste a little bit different. We, by the way, have a wide variety of food on board from all different countries, from the partner countries represented in all the partners. So the food up here is very, very good.
And is astronaut ice cream a real thing?
We know that astronaut ice cream that you buy in the gift store, that powdery stuff, yeah, that's not real. But we've had ice cream on board. When SpaceX came up, they delivered a bunch of ice cream in a freezer, so that's been quite the treat. I think we're down to our last few bars. We're trying to ration it. So that's the real ice cream, and that's quite a treat up here.
Awesome. All right, so I want to make sure that we get back to our live community, because this is their, the first chance that we've had to stream live to space. So Rob has a question, which is, what advice can you give aspiring explorers like me regarding how you got to be where you are today on board the International Space Station?
That's a question we get asked quite a lot. And if you look at the astronaut corps, not just in one country, but all over the world, we all come from so many different backgrounds. Some people have come from scientific, from engineering, from aviation, medical doctors, maybe teachers. The one thing that we share in common is that we're very passionate about what we do. And we've worked as hard as we can to get where we are. So to any young people who are aspiring to become an astronaut, to become explorers, or just to go into the space industry, I would say just focus on what it is that you're good at and what you enjoy, because if you enjoy something, that's what you tend to be best at. Work hard at it, be passionate about it, and you'll get where you want to go.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's a lot of the same stuff for becoming an entrepreneur as well. So, one question that I have is I've heard that you guys use social networking and social technology quite a bit to communicate with people back down on Earth. And I'm curious to hear how that goes, how the internet connection works, and basically, do you have any feedback for me on how we can make the service better for you?
Social media is a really nice way to reach your friends and family from up here. And, our internet connection is actually a relatively new thing. And so we're very happy to have that because, the whole world has become so connected that it really feels good that we can sort of be connected. It's not quite the same speed, bandwidth that folks have down on the ground, but it's good enough, and it allows us to keep in touch with friends and family. But social media for me personally, I can say is great because it's one way that I can share the photographs that I take and a few thoughts that I have up here. Because one thing about life up here, it's so unique, and it is such an opportunity and a blessing for us to be up here that be able to share it with other people, especially a wide audience. I mean, a huge audience, frankly, with social media is just a tremendous benefit. So. For myself, I enjoy being able to share pictures and, a few thoughts from our experience up here.